Day one of self-quarantine.
The games are here.
Am I a couch? Do we go to work tomorrow? Do we go to work tomorrow?
I'm going. And we'll see what happens.
Well, it could change in the morning.
Yeah, it could change overnight. And the other thing is, I do that. I'm at work.
So you're at work right now?
I was for a minute.
Better get paid. All right, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about how the coronavirus or COVID-19 is affecting me as a music teacher slash educator slash professional clarinetist. So at the time of filming this, it is currently March 18th. So I'm going to take it back to about 10 days ago on March 9th, I believe was the Monday. The week before March 9th, it was kind of like, all right, this is coming, just so you know, like, we might be closing things down. There was just talk of possibly things shutting down. March 9th, the Monday, I got an email from the university I teach at, from one of the public schools that I teach at, from another community music school that I teach at, and just that that everybody was going to be closed and to start moving everything in the direction of online teaching. That kind of threw my schedule into chaos because I then had to figure out, well, how I'm going to do this. Like, how I have to contact every single one of my students individually and like see what kind of like online capabilities they have, like whether they have FaceTime or whether they have a laptop in which they could download Zoom, and like if they have internet, and you know, things like that. And the university closed down, like everyone closed down, and it, like as soon as I got those first emails, it was just like dominoes falling. Then I got messages from the youth symphony that I work with that they were suspending rehearsals. Like restaurants that I had ordered from were like moving to takeout options only. It's like everything just boom, 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 boom. There was a family brunch that I was supposed to go to, and we ended up canceling that. And then this past weekend, we actually practiced social distancing. Downtown Boston has been completely dead. It's like eerily quiet downtown Boston. I have still been going into work my day job, which is just in an office that has 2 or 3 people in it maximum. Rush hour on the T is empty. The streets during rush hour completely empty. There's nobody out. No one's walking around. So now everything has been online, and I need to move all my teaching online, and that's been the biggest hurdle, is just contacting everybody. And we kept all of our lesson times the exact same. It's too much to be like, all right, well, your school is closed. Like, does this time work? Does this time work? Like, every time works because no one's doing anything. So I just kept it just the same, just straight across the board, the same schedule, because that's just what's easier when you're dealing with a huge amount of people. But there are actually pros and cons to online learning. I'll do the cons first. The major con is just audio quality. Because I can set up all the microphones I want, but unless the student has a good microphone, it's not going to work. It was originally supposed to be 2 weeks of online learning and then back in classes, but it looks like it's going to be suspended indefinitely. So I can't work with my chamber group, unfortunately, so that's all been changed, my chamber group. A large part of my lessons at the end is sight reading duets, to work on intonation and sight reading and to end the lesson with something fun, so I can't do that. sound quality. I'm just telling my students, you know what a good clarinet tone is. So be very mindful of the clarinet tone while you're practicing. Make sure you're doing your long tones. I personally am not going to hear the long tones over like the online platform because it's useless for me to listen to that because I can't give any direction. Dynamics are a big thing, which I can like tell that they intend to play with dynamics. There's that. But I have to keep reminding them, when you have a phrase, just exaggerate everything, which actually I think is going to come in handy. If they get used to exaggerating dynamics, then they will have actually played with dynamics. The good things about online teaching is the fact that all of my commuting is just taken out. I have so much time now. It's amazing because at least in 2 of the places that I teach at, the commute is the killer. It's like over an hour of commuting. Hold on 1 second. Hello? He had a direct to Newton, and then after Newton he was supposed to go to Holliston. I leave the office for 2 seconds. Pros, yes. So the commute has been cut out. I now have tons of time to like get home, decompress, and get prepared. Another pro is that I actually get to see where my students practice at home. I get to see like kind of their setup, the environment, whether or not they practice with a music stand or lay their music on their bed. In one of the online platforms, you can do screen sharing. So I can actually just screen share with the student and do get like stuff to sight read and do sight reading sort of that way, so that we're both literally on the same page, and I can give them assignments from like the Close A method book, which is on IMSLP for free. But I still can't do duets, which sucks for now. I also can't see, depending on the way their camera is set up, I can't see their hand position. I can't see if they're using the correct fingerings. I can't really tell how they're breathing. And it's just a lot of things that I need to explain while I'm there, I can't do. I also can't count them in or keep the beat for them. So they're actually having to turn on their own metronomes and keep the beat for themselves because I'm not there, because there's like the whole delay thing. So even though that's a con, it's also a pro that they're just like getting used to counting themselves off and using a metronome and all of that. So that's actually been helpful, the kind of forced metronome work. Anyways, I have a couple of lessons to teach right now. The main takeaway is that it's not ideal and it kind of sucks, but for what it is right now, like technology being what it is, I'm glad I have the option. It's not going to be great. Like, for me, like, it sounds like this. So, the tone quality is the thing that we're missing here. Because I think you went straight to D flat or C sharp when you went above the break. So just remember, we're going to D natural, and then E flat is the sliver key. But already I can tell your high notes are much more in tune, so this is good. notes at the end. I like your interpretation better, but